Thank you for joining us. The purpose of this video is to tackle the new ACFI changes and to put them into perspective. Hopefully, by doing so, that will help reduce some of the anxiety and concern and perhaps even panic you might be feeling right now. And then to offer some strategies and advice to help you position yourself to the best you can be financially for the major change that will occur on January 1. So let's pull it apart. We've got two stages of changes. The first is on the 1st of July this year, and it's called Part 1, and all of the exact changes will be in your fact sheet that no doubt you've already read and received from Department of Health. The major changes as indexation. Now, when we put that into perspective, what we are seeing is that there is no change to indexation for ADLs. There is no change to behaviours. The change occurs and it's only a 50% reduction to complex health. Now, when we're talking about this, let's remember 2012, where indexation impacted 100% across all three domains, and there was no indexation for a 12-month period. So while some budgets and things may need to be tweaked a little bit, this is not going to have a huge impact. The next change is on the matrix, and it looks at two claiming profiles. The first claiming profile is an A for medication and a C for complex health in question 12. Our experience, and we produce thousands of ACFIs every year, is that this is never one of our claiming profiles. So we can make the assumption that it's not a common claiming profile across the industry and therefore will have minimal impact. The next claiming profile in the matrix that will be impacted is the claiming profile of a D for medication and a C for question 12. This perhaps is a little more common in the claiming profiling, but probably reducing in the number of claims that's occurring now due to very stringent validation on medication timing. So again, while this will have an impact, we're anticipating that impact will be quite small. So what do? How do we respond to those changes? And I guess this is where some strategy and advice comes to play. The important thing to remember in all of this is that these changes will impact only new residents coming in and mandatory reappraisals. Your other residents will remain unchanged under the now business rules. So what can we do? The temptation is to become reactive and to tighten the belt. That is the very worst thing you can do when faced with the changes on the 1st of July, but more importantly, the changes that will occur on the 1st of January. We have a window of opportunity here, a 7-8 month window where you can really start right now looking at all of your voluntary reappraisals. How many have you got? And to have perhaps expert eyes look at these to see, are they achieving what we're absolutely entitled to achieve? Are they being optimised? And if not, we need to get cracking right now on ensuring that that occurs. And that will position you in a much healthier financial position for the January 1 changes. So let's have a look at those January 1 changes, and this is part B. These changes primarily impact claiming profiles, and really it's any claiming profile that is utilising item 3, item 4A, item 4B and item 1212. So it's again not panicking and saying, oh my goodness, all of our highs are going to drop to mediums and mediums are going to drop to lows. It's really looking at, okay, what is my claiming profile? Remember, again, this only applies for new admissions and for mandatory reappraisals. So I'm only looking at those people that were processing, not my whole group of residents that are sitting there with ACFI claims. So as we start to look at that, then we look at the consequences. Yes, there will be drops. There is no doubt about that. Maybe some quite significant. Others may lose $20, $30, the most significant $50, and that does sound very frightening. But again, it's looking at, do I really understand this resident? Have I really explored all of the other items that are in question 12? Could in fact, with a comprehensive assessment, I see that resident about to be appraised through a different filter. So these things are really important to do. No doubt, January 1 is going to hurt. But again, it's positioning yourself now to ensure that when you go into that January 1 story, that you are in the best financial ACFI position that you can be entering that new journey. So draw breath, as the Queen says, stay calm and carry on. Thank you.